you really have to be at the absolute top of your game to be working on a project like that. And if there's any weak link in the chain, it will show up like a sore thumb. You know, there's all these nuggets that I'll pass along. And one of those nuggets is somebody taught me early on that drawing is design and design is drawing. And what I mean by that is, as you're drawing, you're trying to make the drawing look good. And so as you're doing that, you're designing, and the design looks good because the drawing looks good. And the two are, you can't divorce the two. You can't take them apart from one another. If you have a good design, the drawing will look great. If you have a great drawing, the design is good.
Okay, so I gotta ask you, hold on, we gotta step back a second. So I think his name is Frank Gehry, architect. So
yeah,
you're aware of him. So yeah. I look at his drawings and they just look like this scribbled mess of nothing. So you said the drawing has to look good for the design to look good. Like, how do you think he interpreted this scribble drawing mess into a piece of architecture?
Well, there's a difference between design and inspiration. And when I look at Frank's drawings, he has this great, if you're an architect, you think they're the greatest drawings ever because it looks almost like a signature. It's so fast, right?
Yeah.
He just scribbles this thing out. And I would argue that it probably takes him a while to do those scribbles. They don't happen as fast as they look. I could be wrong. I've never seen Frank draw. But that said, that's an inspiration. And he has a team of architects that focus on that inspiration and bring it into a three-dimensional design. And anyone who's walked through a Frank Gehry building, I don't think you can turn around and say that design isn't great. He's pushing the envelope. He's innovative. Some people don't like it because it's too, no pun intended, it's too garish. It's too over the top. It's too flashy. But you can't take away the fact that it is incredibly innovative and the design is, he's got chops.
Definitely hard to figure out how to build it.
Yes.
To turn those curves into something. Yeah.
And I don't want to get too crazy of a conversation into architecture, but I've been in his buildings, in several of his buildings, from a critical standpoint, and there are some caulk joints in those buildings that are 1.5 inches wide. So
oh, wow.
Yes, they're very difficult to build and they're very difficult to detail. And I think when you look at that, you really have to be at the absolute top of your game to be working on a project like that. And if there's any weak link in the chain, it will show up like a sore thumb.
Yeah, like 1.5 inch caulk joint.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah.